everybody. Welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica and author Kate Oliver.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for having me.
We're so happy to have you. We're excited.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't bring any male models with you today, though.
I didn't. No, it was kind of asking a lot for him to fly over from Thailand. So
that's where he was Thailand. I knew he was somewhere outside of the States, but yeah. That's why he was so tan. He has sun.
He's always tan. They're always tan. I swear.
Yeah, I'm just see-through. So
yeah. I know.
I can see through. I'm jealous of those who are tan. Yeah.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mandy.
Okay, well, we'll just jump right in. So if somebody is brand new to you, what types of books do you write?
Well, I write everything Daddy Kink. Daddy is kind of my shtick. It's just that's in every single one of my books. But I write everything from small town to some medium dark to some darker dark. Mafia, small town. I have a motorcycle club series. A little bit of everything. I love a little bit of everything. My most popular series is they're vigilantes. So they're just, it's found family vigilantes and they're all daddy doms. So I kind of jump all over with tropes, but daddy is always the one thing that you can count on.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know you had an MC romance. Tell us about
that. I do. Oh, so it's a shared world that I did with Pepper North and Becca Jameson. It's called The Shadow Ridge Guardians, and it's a MC shared world, small town. And my book, my first book in the series is Cade, and that has Kevin Creekman on the cover.
Okay.
He's an Instagram model.
Yeah.
And so that's, and those are Daddy Dom age play type books, a little bit softer, a little fluffy. Not so, well, there's some darkness. I mean, it's gritty. It's a motorcycle, but
it's kind of gritty. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not as dark as like my Savage Sin series, which, you know, is a bit darker, some kind of Debcon type stuff. And kind of, I like the darker, more emotional, like deeply disturbed men.
Yes.
The broken men.
They're great, aren't they?
I know, I love it. It's I just love that. So that's what I write a lot of is kind of broken heroes, and usually heroines that are they enjoy that kind of crazy.
Yeah, the majority of us do. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. In real life, probably not.
In our fictional
fiction,
world,
yes.
It's all fiction.
I mean, if you were to take those red flags out, I mean, no.
I often think when I'm writing, like, okay, like, what if this was real life? Like, I would be screaming at the top of my lungs for my friend to be running from a man like that, you know? But in the book, we're like, yeah, you know, this is amazing.
The more messed up he is, the better. But in everyday life, when I look at my husband, I'm like, that is so far from what I read.
Yeah, I know.
No.
It's just fun to fantasize.
It's fun. It's fiction. Fun. Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah, it's fun. So, yeah.
So, speaking of fantasizing, let's talk, like, I want to talk about the whole series, but we'll just start with book 1. So, Savage Revenge. Jessica just read this or listened to the audio.
Listen to it.
And she's talking about it. And I'm like, it's basically like he takes her to an all-inclusive resort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she loves it. I mean, she's like, she loves his pool and his backyard, and it overlooks Las Vegas. And I mean, she's living it up there while she's being kidnapped and held against her will.
Yeah. I mean, I'd go. I need a vacation.
I would go. I wouldn't hate it. You know?
Yeah. No.
So she loves it there. But she hates him. They're total enemies. Such enemies. She hates him. He thinks he hates her in the beginning, but of course, as soon as he finds out that Jordan is a girl and not the guy that he was searching for, his views on Jordan change
very quickly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love the line. There's a line in there when she first meets him and she refers to his name as like what you pull out of the crack of a stripper or out of the thought, like it being cash. Like I thought that was hilarious.
Well, yeah, because he was his line to her first was like, "Your name's Jordan. Why are you a girl?"
Right.
And she's just like, excuse me, sir, but who the fuck are you? You know?
Exactly.
And yeah, so she's like, "You're talking crap about my name when your name is Cash and you come out of a stripper's butt crack."
Yeah, I loved it. That was the best line ever.
They have a lot of banter. They're very bantery throughout, and yeah, it's fun.
It is fun.
She makes him work for it.
She does.
She does. She's not easy. She's not putting up with his crap, you know. I mean, he's kind of an asshole in this book. I mean, really, he is.
He is
a big asshole. And she's not putting up with it. She does not make it easy, and I love that. I do like that. I don't. I don't want the woman to ever feel like walked all over in a book, or to make it seem like that. Like you know, she has to be strong too in her own way, and put them in their place. So, and somehow they're like, oh, great, I love it.
Their banter in her inner dialogue too, like when the maids come in and she thinks she's going to be able to, or the cooks and whatever, that she's going to be able to get away. I think that lightens it. It might have that dark to it, but it makes it feel less dark when you're reading it because you're kind of giggling the whole time and going, should I like this? But it lightens it. So for those who don't read a lot of dark, it doesn't feel dark. It doesn't feel horrible.
No, it's kind of someone, I saw a video the other day, and I wouldn't say it's like a dark rom-com because it's definitely not a rom-com, but there's a lot of humor in it all throughout, and I like humor in my books because I do deal with a lot of messed up scenarios and weird like you know, there's a lot of like, they're always offing someone who does wrong or whatever, you know, and so I do like to lighten it. I can't read really dark books. I'm just such a wimp. And so my books, I soften the darkness because I am such a wimp. I want a little bit of both.
Yeah. My bread and butter are dark.
People out to the desert.
They do. They still do things. They still they still do stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no. They don't mess around. I mean, they unbury bodies. They do what they have to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but in these books, what's kind of funny is that in real life, like we were saying, like absolutely not. But when you're reading this, it's like, well, of course he's going to do that. Like, why wouldn't he take that?
Not that bad. Desert? I mean,
yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, because it's not a red flag in a book. I mean, it's just a regular Wednesday, you know, for these guys. So, it's so fun.
Yeah. Yay.
So then the second book was Savage Obsession, which, I really like Xander. And I loved how you wrote him and how he had to deal with his problems. They didn't just magically get better because he met Quinn. Like he still had to deal with them. And I think sometimes that gets lost in books where they meet the one and then everything is just fine. Right. And so I love that you sent him on quite the journey.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, again, like with Quinn, she had to put her foot down and say, I love you so much, but you have a problem and I will not settle for this. And this was my most emotional book I've ever written because I think it's a very, well, other than like, you know, them killing people and stuff, it's a very realistic problem in the world. He has issues with alcohol because he's dealing with grief, and you know, he's obsessed with her from the second that he meets her, but she doesn't make everything better, you know. I mean, just because he becomes obsessed with her and meets her doesn't, his alcoholism isn't fixed. So it was a very emotional book, and Xander is a very, very special character to my heart. This one is definitely not as lighthearted. It's probably one of my less lighthearted books just because of the darkness of the topic. But it was one of my favorites to write. I absolutely love it.
Good, because I think this might be my favorite too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've been waiting for the audio, and that is coming
this month. This is April. Yes.
Yes,
It should be
okay.
coming like this next week, I think. I am
Ooh,
so
great.
bad about dates, you guys, but I think
That's
it's
okay.
this week.
That's good. I'll be looking for it. Do you remember who did the audio for this
I
book?
do. It was Raven Wildwood,
Okay.
and she was phenomenal. And Sean Masters, I believe.
Sean's good. Yeah.
I
I don't know that I've
believe that.
listened to anything that Raven Wildwood has done yet. Is she a newer narrator?
I don't know if she's newer or not, because I think she's had several books, but I got to meet her while I was in New Orleans. She had a table at Shadows and Seduction, and she was just amazing. And she did a phenomenal job on this. I thought, on the narration.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just she was wonderful.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then your next book is Savage Ties, which I
Yes.
have now a problem because we saw you in Vegas and we got the cover model to sign with you. And then we saw you in Phoenix and we got the cover model to sign with you. And now I have this one. How do we find you in the cover model again?
So I am so sad to say that cover model, I think he no longer models. He does a totally different career, and I think his I think he had a gallery with like one photographer, and it was a one and done kind of thing. And he's so hot, and I so badly want to reach out to him, because I have looked him up, but I just get the feeling that that's not.
It's not his
I
gig.
won't. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but he's so gorgeous. So, but I will. I am looking forward to having more models with me. I like bringing them; they're fun.
Yeah, I like it. I have a special pen for, like, mine's gold because I want them to sign the outside, and I love having their signatures on the outside of the covers, which I put my other one away this morning.
Which is so funny, because when people ask for when people ask for them to sign the outside, like, it's like they panic. They're like, seriously? And even I'm panicking, and I'm like, what? But then I thought about it, and I was like, well, duh, of course you want it on the outside, because it's going to be displayed.
Yeah, but I get it, because it's like, that's the outside of the book. Like, you're messing with the book. Like, that's like a thing, but it's the model, and so
I had mine sign on the inside, so I guess then for this one I can just pretend.
You could pretend.
Totally.
Yeah.
So this is your most recent release. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So that one is Key. So the entire series is 4 brothers. And so Kian is the 3rd book in the series. And basically he's just kind of like he's the sturdy, like he's just solid, he's very even, like he takes care of the family business. The rest of the brothers are a little immature for their age. I mean, they're boys that just they have lived a life of wealth and grown up to be men that they own casinos and do whatever they want. I mean, they're basically mafia men. Without being an actual mafia. They kill people, whatever. Kian is the brother that kind of just holds the family together. But work is taking over his life. So he goes out for his birthday and meets Ace. And they sign up for a one-night stand together. And I mean, it never turns out to be a one-night stand. So, but they were so fun. I really like this couple. She's an ex-ballerina. She's a dancer. He thinks she's a stripper at first because she's so glittery. And like, she told him that her name, Ace, was her stage name. So he assumed she was a stripper. So it was just kind of a fun book to write. And they were just a fun couple. So he was very sweet to her, and she was a heroine that saves herself. And so I intertwine a lot of my series together. Characters visit each other in other series. I try and tie most of them into other series so that everybody kind of knows each other. And so in Savage Ties, not only do we get to really meet a new character that will be for a new series later this year. But then there's also a character in this book that is in another series that his book is coming out next month. So it was a fun book. It was a fun one.
Yeah.
So when I finish, I'm one of those people that will buy the paperback, but then I read it on my Kindle.
Always. Right. Don't crack the spine. No.
So on the ebook version, you kind of allude to like what's coming. Are you able to tell us a little bit about that, or is that still under wraps?
I mean, so the series is about 4 brothers. And so I've already written 3. It's a 4-book series, so I can tell you that. So obviously brother number 4, Beckett, who is the youngest brother, and he's a wild one. He's a problem. He needs someone to get him in he's a problem. He's he's the youngest brother. He's always been babied. He gets into fights, he gets into trouble, he's a little smartass. So I can't wait for him to get the one that's going to kind of he's gonna grow up a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm really excited for it. So
do you have an idea of when we're gonna see it?
It will be this year.
Okay.
I have not got, so let me I'm having the hardest time finding the right model for this cover, because
I was just gonna say, do you know the model?
No, I don't. I have been searching, and I think it's because he's such a well, he's in his mid-30s, but he's just one of those men that he looks like trouble, but he's just so hot, and he just looks at you and you know that he's up to no good. So I've been really struggling to find a model. So, but I do think it'll be later this year, probably in September, maybe.
Okay.
But I can tell you the title of it if you'd like.
Oh, sure. Yes, love that.
So book 4 will be Savage Secrets.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that you're having a really hard time. You're sitting looking at Wander's catalog of men and just
100%.
suffering through it right now.
You don't even know. I'm sure some of my team, they're so tired of me because I'll send like the same guy and I'll be like, what about him? They're like, we've already looked at him. He's not it. And I don't normally have this kind of problem with covers. It's just, this character is, I don't know. I think I'm going to have blast writing him. I think I'm going to have so much fun.
I like that. I was talking with another author the other day who's trying to figure out covers, and she's like, you know what? I'm just going to go with the headless. I'm cutting his head off because it doesn't look like what's up here in my head, and I can't do it. So I see why that happens.
Yeah. So I actually have looked at like photos where they're looking down, so you can't really see their face or like to the side or their back. And I have done that with characters before because sometimes you know what they look like, but you just can't find it, or you don't want the reader to necessarily really know exactly what they look like. But I don't know. I think I do want to know what he looks like. So
right. Well, if you have the three other guys on there, then you need to have the 4th to keep that consistency.
For sure.
So,
yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. I was just looking and I'm like, they're all of them are. You definitely see them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I've found a couple models that they definitely could be it. I don't know. I'm being indecisive.
And you're allowed to.
I am. This will be my shortest series. Normally my series are at least 6 books long. So this is my first 4-book series. And it's going to be hard because I'm picking the cover for the last book and it feels like it's gone by so fast.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I love Beckett. I love how he's always giving Cash a hard time about his wife.
I love it. I love
with
that
her.
He's so flirty. Yes. I knew that he was going to be the brother that just antagonizes all of them. But I also know that Beckett is the brother that when things hit the fan, he is going to be there. I mean, he got shot in the last book because they were taking care of business. So, you know, he's definitely, he is a good man, but he's still he needs a keeper of his own, I think. I don't know, but he needs someone to reel him in.
That's that baby in the family. They're always a mess.
I know.
They're always a
He
pain.
is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
yeah. I have one of those.
I'm excited for it. Yeah.
Don't laugh. You know, my little brother is. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm.
I have no brothers, but I see videos on TikTok of like what things little brothers do, and
yeah. My brother's 5 years younger than me, so he's. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Mandy's laughing because she knows.
Yeah. We'll just move on to a new topic.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little more about your book that's coming out next month?
Yeah. So Cassian is book 3 of my Dark Ops Daddy series. And that book is they are found family. Is how it is. There's 15 brothers they're kind of like secret ops guys, but or special ops guys, but they're like secret. They're like ghosts to the world. They were pulled in by, some kind of agency many, many years ago and trained like soldiers. And they take contracts for the CIA as well as the Mafia. They're all a little bit broken, all a little messed up, because I like my messed up heroes that have to also struggle through their own things. And then this one is Daddy Dom, and it has age play aspects to it. And basically they all live out in a remote area, and one by one they meet their girl. And they have had crossovers in other series. So they have shown up in my Irish Mafia Syndicate Kings series. And then they have also now shown up in the Savage Sins series. So they cross over.
Okay.
So yeah. And Cassian is basically, he's the IT guy of the family. He does all the, he's the computer geek. And this one is going to be like gamer guy, gamer girl, meeting online and kind of talking online for a while. So it's fun. I'm really excited about it. It's because it's, there's so much of that now, where people meet online in the gaming world. And I don't know. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, we've had a couple of people ask for gamer guy, gamer girl recommendations. So there you go. There's one coming. Yeah. So okay.
And then Ace's cousin, is it Lucian or is it pronounced differently?
Luciano.
Luciano. I am horrible with pronunciation.
No, that's okay.
Awful.
I know. It's and it's Italian. So I had to think about it for a minute how I pronounce it, because it could be multiple, but it's Luciano. Oh my gosh.
Okay. And then he's getting a book too?
He is. And he originally appears in my Syndicate King series, which is Irish Mafia. He is the number 2 man in the Italian syndicate in North America. And he is Ace's cousin. And unfortunately, I don't have any pictures of the cover. It has been released, but the cover model is Robbie, which is also the same model as Savage Obsession.
Yeah.
So same
He's
same
not
model
bad to look at.
He's not bad to look at, and he is an amazing person.
He's a nice guy. Yeah.
He's a good human being. I absolutely adore him. And he's been wonderful. So I'm really excited to have him on a second cover again. And I'm excited to go back to the Mafia world. And I think it's going to be I can't wait. I'm so excited because there were not cliffhangers, but questions about people after my Syndicate King series, after that last book, I've had lots of questions. So when I go into this, the Italian Syndicate Kings, that will close up some of those questions.
Okay. Well, I had questions just from reading your last book.
Okay.
So I need to go get caught up on some books.
Yeah.
When is his coming? Do you have an idea yet? Or is it just
His
like
is
in the works?
it releases out in August.
Okay.
Okay.
And the title is Luciano.
Do you sleep, Kate? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
No, I don't actually. My books are only, well, my books are about anywhere between 70 to 90,000 words, so they're not super long. And actually I've cut back a lot this past year on my releases. A few years ago I was releasing like 12 books a year, and
Oh my gosh.
no, I was not sleeping. So
Yeah.
I am trying to sleep now.
Mm-hmm.
But
no, good for you if you can keep that up. But oh my goodness, that just seems like I figured you'd be like, oh, I'm hoping to maybe do that in 2028, and you're like August.
Oh no, yeah, no. I'm kind of a rapid releaser. Not as rapid as I used to be. I used to release a 60 to 70,000 word book every 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
Now I'm doing 70 to 90, anywhere between, 8 to 10 to 12 weeks. So, but it's my full-time job. I write full-time all day, every day. I work 24/7 on Christmas and when I'm in Hawaii. So, that's the life of an author.
Yep.
So
I feel that. We're getting ready to take our youngest to Atlantis, and I was just I've told Mandy, and I've told everybody, like, I'm going to have to be like, I have to work from this time to, like, just give me an hour in the mornings, go to the water park.
yeah,
I'll meet you guys down there, because if I don't, then it's going to be a mess when I come back, and then I turn around and come back and my other daughter has surgery. So, like, I have to, it doesn't end. It never ends.
No.
In the book world, it just doesn't.
No, it doesn't. And when we go on family vacations and stuff like that, like I'll tell my family, like, okay, I planned a vacation, but I am gonna have to work probably a couple hours a day, and this day is gonna be, and somehow, I don't know, somehow, some way, I always end up having a release day when I'm like in Hawaii or on a cruise ship or something. So and release day, I have to work all day. I'm on there all day, just keeping an eye on things. And they're just like, oh my gosh, you're annoying, but that's the life. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, I wouldn't trade it for the world, right?
Yeah.
But it is a little hectic.
Yeah.
Working like that. Yeah.
Well, you can just remind them that that's why they're in Hawaii.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, that's really exciting that we have so many awesome books coming this year.
Yes. Yeah. 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 Cassian should be next, or Cassian is next in May. And then Luciano will be in August. And then I expect that book 4, Savage Secrets, will probably be either in September or October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I know. So it's exciting. And then I have no plan. I don't know what I'm releasing after that. I have, I'm the queen of opening a series and starting a series and then being like, oh, I have an idea for another series. And so I have 3 or 4 open series right now that I have worlds to write in.
But you do finish series, which is what we want. Like,
I do.
So, yeah.
One of my author lessons for last year was I am going to try and limit myself to only having 2 open series at a time. Because like right now I have 3 or 4 open, and I prefer to write back to back in a series, I've learned, because then I stay in that world. Jumping around from world to world is really hard on me. I think when I stay in that same world continuously, that is when I'm writing really quickly, because I'm able to stay in that world, not have to think about, remember things that happened in the last book. So
yeah, and who's who and what's what,
right? And what color their eyes were.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's a problem sometimes.
I know.
How do you keep all that straight?
So I actually I have male models, the male on all of my covers. And so I print off a cover, I tape that to my computer screen on one side, and then I go on to like Pinterest and find what to me looks like the female, print off a picture, hang it on my computer screen, so I have them both on each side, and then I write their like blue eyes on one. Now I still mess it up. Okay, she still has blue eyes in the beginning and green eyes in the end, and I don't know because it's right on my screen, but it is what it is.
Her eyes just changed color. They were gray. And so
They
when she was
do.
wearing that shirt, it looked blue. And at the end of the book, she's wearing a different shirt.
Exactly.
And it looks green.
Mhm.
Yeah, it happens. Happens all the
Yeah.
time. Happens to
So,
me. Okay.
yes. So that's kind of how I keep track of it. I have, I have index cards and Post-it notes and all the things, but it's just
the end of the day. Yeah.
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 And then my assistant keeps a Bible, a series Bible for me too, but do I refer to that? Usually not really.
Yeah. Yeah. Live life on the edge. You're good.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So where do you come up with these ideas? Like, do they just, when you're just like, hey, let's try this, or like?
So well, for one thing, I'm a major introvert. I am a homebody, except for when I'm traveling for events. I'm home and I'm a reader, and I'm just an introvert. So I'm always in my head. I'm always thinking about stuff, and I love to read. I don't read as much as I used to because I don't have time. But I mean, I started reading romance when I was 13. My aunt handed me a box of like Harlequins, and I mean, I sucked those down.
Yeah.
And so I've always had stories in my head, and like, I mean, I remember being in class and I would just be like thinking of like a romance story in my head. And I kind of always thought I was a little strange for that. But I don't know. My mind is always going. I wake up at 2 a.m. and I'm like, oh my gosh, that scene. I see it in my head so clearly. So then I have to, get up and write a note or whatever, because I'll forget it if I don't. But it's constant. And I could be in the middle of eating dinner and it's there, and then I need to go write it down. So, or I'll see a movie or something and get an idea from that. I get ideas from all kinds of things. So, and then in romance, there's only so many things you can do, to be honest. I mean, there's, I always hear the thing where like, you're always, there's only so many ways you can rewrite the same story. Because every story has been told, I feel like, but just in different ways and different voices and different words. And, so sometimes I feel a little like, okay, what can I do to make it different? But I'm not very good about that. So, I hope one day I'll come up with something wildly different, but, I don't know. Yeah. I'm sure it'll surprise me. Maybe the next book.
Yeah, maybe we'll get you to write a post-apocalyptic set in Alaska.
I don't know if that'll be me.
It's something different. It can still have the daddy kink. I mean,
hey, yes,
he's really taking care of her. She's calling him daddy
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, we should start a consulting business, Jessica.
You really should.
They're all in my spare time. They're all going to be post-apocalyptic. So,
nothing would tank an author faster than our advice.
Yeah, I know. Do you like post-apocalyptic?
I love post-apocalyptic. I love it. If the stakes are high, like I do. I love that because they're forced together and they're trying to survive. I like survival romance too.
Okay.
So, but it's really hard to find really good post-apocalyptic that is written where she's not 12 years old and just like they're all like 18. No 18-year-old surviving the apocalypse.
Right.
I mean, she's going to be without her
solid 40-year-old. That's like
yes, exactly.
Life
30 to 40. No, I've got an 18-year-old. She is not surviving without her hair hair dryer and her cell phone. So no.
I know. I'm right there with you. It's funny because I write daddy and I write darkish, but like my favorite to read is small town and like rom-com. So I'm so opposite with what I read, but
we've heard from other authors that's what they do. That they read completely out of the romance genre in general because they don't want to be influenced by what they're reading to where their book looks like that. Sounds like somebody else's. Yeah.
That is very much like, I always worry about that. You know, I remember one time I was listening to an audiobook, and it was Mafia, and it was like a similar, like, just this one scene, and I messaged my assistant. I was like, oh my god, and I had never read this book before, but it was a similar scene to like what I had.
Yeah.
She's like, you are she listened to it. She's like, first of all, your guys, the stories are totally different, but you know, again, in Mafia, there's certain
Only so many.
like, I mean, there's only so many things you can do. So it's always a worry. So yeah, I do steer clear of what I'm writing. But also because I tend to write kind of intense or like emotional, I like the kind of the little palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always. I read a lot of dark, so I have to have palate cleansers all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Otherwise it's just too much. Yeah. So I get that.
Okay, this is probably going to be a hard question.
Okay.
But do you have a favorite couple that you've written?
No. I have like 5. But I really, well, I have like favorite couples that, yes, I do. I have a few. I don't have one. One of my favorite couples is Controlling Chloe, which is Sebastian Gilroy and then Chloe, and that's book 3 in my Syndicate King series. It's a brother's best friend. And it's Mafia. And I just love it. The way he just like swoops in and takes care of her from the very get-go of the book, but he's very like cautious because his best friend is her big brother. So love that one. I also obviously really love Savage Obsession. That one is just a really special, because I think that they're just such a special couple. But also Knox, is book 1 in My Daddy's the Shadows. Knox and Addie, I mean, they're a special couple just in general. I just love them. So it's so hard to choose.
Yeah,
it is so hard to choose.
It's like choosing your favorite child.
It really
is. We're not allowed to have
those.
Yeah. We're not supposed to have those. Yeah.
Right. Especially when I created them, you know, I feel like, okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's kind of towards the end of my
list.
Questions. Yes. So is there anything else you'd like to share? Or will we see you at any author signings coming
I was gonna say, you hadn't asked that yet. So where was that one? Yeah.
I will be at the Book Boyfriend Bash in Midland, Texas at the end of August this year. And they do still have tickets available. That one I was at last year, and that one will have a whole bunch of models and narrators at it. Robbie and Callum will both be there, who are on the covers of the Savage Obsession and Savage Revenge. And then, those two, they'll be there. So that's going to be fun. I love that. And then in October, I'll be back in at Love in Vegas. And I do believe that Robbie will be there with me, because that's when close to when Luciano comes out.
Okay.
So, and Robbie's wonderful. That's it for this year. I'm trying to slow down a little bit. So,
yeah, I get that for sure.
Yeah,
Mandy just keeps trying to throw more at us.
I know.
Yeah.
It's hard because I always say I'm going to slow down, but like right now I have like a 4 or 5 month stretch between signings, and I'm like, okay, I wouldn't mind going somewhere next month, but
Mandy has major FOMO.
Yeah, I do too.
She's afraid we're going to miss out on something. She just sent me one for Rare London 2027, and I'm like, I don't know that I'm ready for that level of commitment yet. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's fun. They're fun. I mean, signings are really special. They're so special. So
yeah. We have quite a few. We have a few left for the year. Still, we've quite a few left for the year.
We do, but none are the same.
None where you're going to be there.
Schedule.
Oh, bummer.
I know. We usually see you several times a year.
Yeah. Well, last year I think I did 6 signings. I'm only doing 4 this year. Maybe next year I'll pick it up again. We'll see.
And we normally do Love in Vegas, but this year we're not because we're going to Fangirl in Florida early September. And then we turn around and come home, and then in October we're going to Holidays with the Love Letters to Boston.
Yeah. Which is like the same weekend or the weekend right after Love in Vegas. They're like really close, so we can make that work.
Yeah. It's hard because there's like so many signings now that so many of them overlap, and it's like there's just so many.
Yeah, it's hard, but they're a lot of fun. I really enjoy. We really like the Southern Bells signings too. So we do quite a few of those. Yeah.
Okay. I have never heard of it, or I've heard of them. I've never been. Oh no, I've heard of them.
No, normally they're just one day, but Erin does a really good job of running them, and they're really spaced out, like not like crazy, but they typically get big venues where the authors have their space and they're open with open air flow, and you don't get overly hot, and there's just room to move around with your carts, and you're not running into each other. And she does a really good job with her signings.
Okay, nice. Yeah, it's so, and that's, I go to Love in Vegas as frequently as I can because it's just well run. When you can find a signing that is well organized, and for the most part, none of them are going to be perfect. Yeah, that's what happens when you have an event with that many people. But they have consistently been pretty good, and so.
Will you do the Wild and Windy New Orleans?
So no, I was not a fan of New Orleans, to be honest. It was, here's the thing, is that I, again, introvert here. Yeah. Anyone who's been in New Orleans knows that it is not an introvert's place. I love the food. I love the architecture. I love seeing all the street performers and all the fun stuff. But I was so overwhelmed. Oh, when I'm at a signing, I can turn it on for a weekend. And it was funny because after the signing, I was at Shadows and Seduction in New Orleans just last month, I think. Yes. Yeah. And after the signing on Sunday, my assistant and I were like, I need to decompress. Like, let's go shopping. So we go to the shopping district, and somehow we got dropped off in the middle of a parade. No. And it was St. Patrick's Day weekend. So they're throwing cabbages and top ramen and beads and all kinds of things from these floats. Like, it was insane. And by the end, I was like in tears because I was so overstimulated. Yeah. So that was my one and done with New Orleans. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful city, but I don't think I can handle that stimulation again.
We'll see how it goes for us. This will be our first time going to New Orleans, and it's been like bucket list. Always wanted to go, but
totally.
But we'll see. I just want the beignets. I mean, it's
the beignets were so good. Oh my gosh, that was like we went. I think I went. Well, I ordered them every day. I ordered some to our room. Yeah. I was just picking out on the beignets.
Yes. So
it was so good.
Yeah. Back in January, my business partner, Stacy, you'll meet her eventually, but she and I had to do, we went away to North Seattle for a retreat, and the hotel had beignets, and we ordered them for breakfast. We ordered 2 orders at lunch because they didn't have them at dinner, and we felt like they should be at dinner as well. And so we had beignets for those 2 days, just out the ears. Yeah,
they were so good. So good. The food in general in New Orleans was phenomenal. I mean, I had never had red beans and rice. I had never had jambalaya. Oh my gosh. All of it was delicious. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. Because every time we go to Love in Vegas and visit the Paris, I don't understand why Paris doesn't have beignets in one of their restaurants.
In their little cafe.
Trust me, I make Mandy look with me every year.
We've checked.
Yeah.
We check a lot. So no, they don't. You'd think they would, but they don't.
Yeah. Yeah, you think they would. That's weird.
Yeah. So we'll get those in New Orleans. So
yeah. Well, that'll be fun. So you guys are going to Wild and Windy in New Orleans? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think next year I'm signed up for Wild and Windy in Chicago.
We haven't done that one yet.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I don't know that we don't have tickets for that at this point, so we'll see.
Yeah,
it's usually in May, and I teach school, and so May is a really hard. As a teacher to take off any extra time.
Well, yeah, and May is when my daughter's talking about getting married next year.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've never been to Chicago, and I had been going to Wild and Windy in Phoenix, and this year was the last one. So
yes, yeah.
I needed to fill a spot.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know if how I'll like Chicago. Again, the big cities, depending on. But what's funny is I love Vegas. Vegas is one of my favorite cities to go to.
Yeah.
But I think it's because it's a different kind of busy than like New Orleans was. New Orleans is very, 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 very loud.
Yes.
And Vegas is loud, but it's like a controlled loud. Feel like between all the machines and you know, I don't know.
Well, I
don't
think
know
too
if
with
that makes sense.
Vegas, for us, when we go to Vegas, we kind of stay in that one area on the strip. We don't go do a lot. We're there for the event and that's it. We'll go out and eat and walk a little bit, but that's about it. We don't go do.
Yeah.
So that's how it is for the majority of these events. We don't go very far because we're there for the event. So
yeah, totally.
Yeah. And that's fine with us.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yes.
Yeah. So, all right, Mandy.
All right. What's the best way for readers to connect with you before we wrap up?
I have a website, kateoliverbooks.com, and they can subscribe to my newsletter. My email is on there. I do have an online store on my website for signed books. It is closed until May 1st, just because I have been so busy with signings for the past few months that I'm needing to restock my store. But so kateoliverbooks.com is the best way to find all the things.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you for being here. We love to
thanks
chat
for having
with you.
me.
Of course. I'm just a little bummed we won't see you for a while, but that's okay.
I know. We'll check in.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, thanks again. And thanks to everybody who's watching. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.